whiskey lovers, welcome to Dram Debate, where the Whisky Advocate editors agree to disagree on all things whiskey. Today, we'll tackle what is a dram. Susanna, you lived in Scotland, and that's a common term there, right?
That's true. Everybody calls a drink of whiskey a dram in Scotland.
I've noticed you use it a lot. That's your preferred term.
What else do you call it? A pour, a shot? I think dram, for me, feels comfortable because it is a little bit indistinct and imprecise. It's something different to everybody.
It is, and I think we all have our own interpretation. There is a technical measurement.
There is a technical measurement. It's 1/8 of a fluid ounce, which is, as we will see, I think,
So that is 4 drams. Actually, it's closer to 7 drams, so that's not a lot of whiskey.
Well, what do you normally pour at home? If you're having a whiskey at home, what do you do?
I don't like to free pour. I like to know exactly what I'm getting.
You're kidding me, right? You seriously measure
do this
every whiskey that you drink?
Every glass of whiskey I have at home, I measure it first. Because otherwise I don't know how much I'm drinking.
For yourself, when you're drinking at home, you get out a jigger and measure.
I absolutely do, for myself and for guests. And sometimes I use the small one.
Are you monitoring pour cost or something?
I just like to know what I'm drinking. I don't want to give myself too little.
So how many 1.5 ounce pours are in a bottle? Do you know that?
I'm a whiskey writer, not a math kid.
16.8.
So I can't do that.
16.8 pours.
I'm impressed that you just did that in your head. Or maybe it's because you used to be a bartender.
I used to bartend, yeah. When you bartend, you know how many pours are in a bottle. So this is 1.5 ounces?
This is 1.5 ounces of Talisker 10-year-old. This is how I pour my whiskey at home.
What do you do, former bartender?
I don't jigger it. Well, you know, the good tippers, I gave a very healthy pour, but when I'm pouring at home, I probably do like that.
That looks pretty close to 1.5 ounces anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Part of the reason I measure the pour is that if I just free pour, I'm not going to get 1.5 ounces. It might be down here, it might be up here. I'm not very good at just eyeballing it from
Actually,
on high.
I often, when I have guests, I pour probably half of that.
Why?
Because you're stingy?
I'm frugal, which is different. Because it pains me when people don't like it and don't finish their whiskey. So I want to taste a lot of things, so I give small pours. It's like I tell my kids with their, they're always, I want the whole piece of pizza, Daddy, and I'm like, you're not going to eat it, you're not going to eat it. So you can always have more.
I guess that's true, but when I have people at my house, I want to pour them something that we both agree is a fair and generous pour. So I'll kind of assess.
I've watched you pour, I want to see this.
I kind of assess, what they want, and then I offer it to them, and
I think you're showing off because you went last.
I'm drinking at your place.
That's fine. I'm happy to share my whiskey with my friends, and I want to share good stuff with them, and I want them to like it. And you know what? If they don't, I'll finish it for them.
But what happens if somebody leaves it?
I'll finish it for them. If they leave it, if they truly don't like it, then I know that next time maybe I should pour a little less for them until they're...
Do you let people pour
I want to know how much that is.
Okay.
So you got 1.5 ounces in here already.
Wow. That's huge.
That's a 2.5 ounce pour of whiskey.
How do people get home from your house?
By the subway. We live in New York City. Nobody drives.
That's obscene.
It's a lot of whiskey.
I didn't pour all that. Remember, there was already 1.5 ounces in there. But, if you're having a session with your friends and you want to just enjoy some good conversation and relax, it's better to have a generous pour in the glass so you don't have to keep going back to the bottle and back to the bottle.
And do you let people pour their own?
Of course. If people prefer to pour their own, that's fine with me.
I think it's okay when people pour their own because generally, if they're pouring a heavy pour, they're going to finish it. I think I'm scarred from college because I was the guy that bought good beer, and then you go around the next day and you find that can of beer has one sip out of it, and it's so painful. And that's what I hate to see happen with whiskey.
Maybe you just need friends with better taste.
See, I don't mind if people pour their own whiskey from my bottles, but if I'm the host, if I'm giving them whiskey, I want to be hospitable and give them a reasonable amount. It's not too little, not too much. If they're doing their own thing, more power to them.
Now, do you ever have people where you give them this generous pour and they don't appreciate it, but they do drink it?
I've had that happen. I gave someone a really nice pour of Glenfarclas 15-year-old once, and she shot it back without tasting it. And then I knew that next time she came to my house, I would be giving her Tesco Special Reserve, let's say. She wasn't much of a whiskey drinker. Perhaps that was the mistake.
Well, I'm coming to your house to drink. When you come to my
Oh,
place,
maybe I should pour from this.
Give you some more
Waste
of that.
not, want not.
That was a big dram.
I think I'll enjoy this.
double dram. Cheers.
Cheers.